All right, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. God, that sounds corny as hell to say. But back again for session 2 of Smugglers Gambit. If you didn't watch session 1 and you're watching this one, well, damn it, go back and watch session 1. I need the views. Aside from that, I've actually got a full crew tonight. And just as a refresher course, and so you guys watching or can actually get to meet our 4th member, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves again, starting with our missing member from session 1, Alan.
Hi everyone, sorry for the lack of camera. My name's Alan and I've played with Sean a few times, which is always a good time. But yeah, I'm going to be playing a smuggler called Kane Cruz, who's kind of, I don't know if he's like the leader of this little ragtag outfit, but basically we kind of hang out and I've got quite a substantial debt to a hut, which is going to play quite a significant part of the plot line today, I think, and explain my absence in the last session. But yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Kevin?
Okay, my character is Jerode Eldridge, and this character is a Mandalorian Force user. Not a Jedi, because Jedi technically really don't exist, but a Mandalorian Force user. The adventures of the last session are greatly affecting this character at this point. So we'll go there.
Ken.
I am playing Racken, a old clone trooper. Well, young and old at the same time. Nicely enough, what Kane is in charge of maybe returning, Racken has a bit of an issue with as well. We'll see how that goes.
And last but not least, Bill.
I am Gorshital, and I am a Jawa mechanic technician, and I am the most important person on the ship, and I am making our droid mechanic into a bartender because it's important. Okay. You cover your face, but you know this game session will be boring without me.
Thinks extremely highly of himself. Most important person on the ship.
At least he's the shortest.
That's a definite. I can't think of anybody shorter than the Jawa. All right. So let's see here. Where's the pages? There it is. All right, but we left off our last session. The 3 of you had returned to your ship after delivering a stasis pod to Volo, in a Quailish sort of low-level crime lord, hoping to raise himself up in the ranks on Nar Shaddaa. And as you guys are sitting there, you're sitting in the common room of your ship and doing whatever you do, playing games, drinking, eating, whatever it is you're doing. And your little spy device that you left on board the stasis pod begins going off, a little static at first, and then you hear a couple of voices. Doesn't sound like Volo right off the bat. You can hear it's probably 2 of his underlings arguing about whether or not they should open this thing. One of them really wants to look inside and see what it is. And this goes on for a couple of moments. Then you hear Volo's voice. as he steps into the room. And you hear him tell these two that they need to back away from the container and they need to figure out how to contact the crew that delivered it to them, that they need it delivered elsewhere. Their buyer has contacted. And then the thing goes quiet again. And almost the same moment that this thing goes quiet, you can hear footsteps coming up the ramp into the ship. Moments after you hear these footsteps, and you maybe 5 or 6 steps, you see Kane Cruz, your ship's captain, ship's pilot. I say ship's captain just because he's the pilot. It doesn't necessarily mean he's you guys' leader. That is up for you guys to determine. But the ship's pilot comes sort of ambling up the ramp, a little bruised and battered, big fat lip, black eye, looks to have been worked over pretty well.
Jawa, Gorshatal, was working on a part of the ship, and he pops his head down to see what's going on. Hey, what's going on, boss? What happened to you?
Get me a drink. Is there a drink? There's got to be a drink on here somewhere.
Yeah, I called for the droid. Droid!
Who's this little guy?
New hire.
Which one? Which little guy?
Well, the droid I've never seen before.
Yeah, we worked out that I get a droid when the ship gets a droid, and I'm like controlling it on my character sheet apparently.
Okay.
So
cool.
I'm working in some programming so it'll get us drinks and take care of us medically.
Of course, you tell. How's his drink serving feature coming along?
Well, let's find out. I'm gonna order one of those. What are those? That Sarlacc thing.
The Tatooine Sunburn was delicious. We had
Tatooine
earlier.
Sunburn. Yes.
If I remember correctly, I didn't like it much.
You wouldn't.
That's great. I'll take 2 of them. And Kane will just walk over to a seat and just flop down and start like rubbing his jaw.
You know you're supposed to hit the other person when you get into a fight?
Well, I did. I hit like 4 of them, but the other 6, they kind of got the better of me.
He was being a triplet.
Yeah, Gracchus wanted to see me. He politely requested my presence, and yeah, we had a little business to take care of. What's new with you guys?
So Gore will explain how we went and recovered some body from this place and made some cash from it. And what do you call it? He gets his share, of course, and not of the XP, just of the cash, the creds. And we go and how I had installed a little one-way listening device on this crypt, attaching it to the battery so that we can listen in on them. And they just got finished saying that they need to get in contact with us so that we can move it from here to there. And there was some competition to try and steal this thing, but we wound up taking care of those guys too, because we bad like that.
That's smart thinking. Well, I don't know what the time frame is on this job that you've got, but Gracchus has politely requested the use of our ship. And it's this time-sensitive matter. Basically, if I want to keep my legs attached to my knees, then, you know, we kind of need to go and do something for him. Sorry to drag you guys into this, but, you know, I wish to God I could pay this debt back on my own, but he was insistent that, you know, you're my chum, so, you know, you're equally responsible.
We're in with you, but Gore is a pretty good mechanic. I presume he can make cybernetics work pretty well for you if the push comes to shove.
Was literally just thinking that. UTD! Cybernetics!
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just worried that, like, until Gracchus is satisfied, then I really don't think there ever will be an end to this. But you know, I might need more than cybernetic legs because there's plenty of pieces of me that guy will just happily take off.
Oh, I'm with you.
Gore holds up 2 big ball bearings and says, "Like you?"
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, Gore, huh?
So once again, we're bailing your ass out because you can't handle whatever the hell you're into. Oh,
What can I say? Like, I'll point at the ball bearings and say, Gracchus has got me by those. You know.
Okay, so where are we supposed to go?
At this point, Gerard just kind of just throws his hands up and walks into the other section of the ship because he doesn't want to hear it anymore.
I'll shout after you. It's got a potential to make a lot of credits, though. And there's the door like shuts behind you. I'm just like, God damn it.
I'll just turn around at this point and say, I know what I want. And I'll just turn around and walk the other way again.
On ship or off ship, Kane?
What do you mean on ship or off ship?
Well, do I need to clean the blasters on the ship, or do I need to clean my blaster?
Well, to be honest, it sounds like we're going to be trying to find the needle in a haystack. How familiar are you guys with Sansana Spice? Right, me neither. I kind of tend to stay away from that stuff, but you know, apparently it makes a lot of money. You know, the masses in the colonies in the Outer Rim, they can't get enough of that stuff. Apparently, it's highly addictive and highly lucrative. Anyway, one of Gracchus's shipments apparently was hijacked by a member of the Black Hand Syndicate, a guy called Tycho Quadrix. They stole a cargo ship full of Sansana Spice from Obadiah that Gracchus was planning on distributing. He's basically asked that we find it and return the shipment to him. And basically, he was last seen fleeing Obadiah, and that's where the trail ends. So it looks like we're going to have to at least head there and start asking some questions. We got to get on this guy's trail before it's too late and he sells it himself.
Racking, you look like you were racking your brain there for a minute, so I want you to make a underworld check, average difficulty, to see if you know anything about this spice.
Anything important, that is.
Yes.
No, I know absolutely nothing about this. I have advantages.
Yeah, 2 failures and 2 advantages. So, yeah. Other than the fact that it's highly addictive spice, you don't know anything about it.
That's probably what I know, to be honest. The advantages fit well there.
But aside from that, it's up to you guys when you guys get started and head out to do this, or if you get up to do this. I mean, you could always leave crews to hang, but at the same time, if you're going to do this, you're going to need supplies. The ship is pretty well near to nil bare on your provisions.
Look, guys.
Not only that, but we also want to see if maybe, since we know that Volo wants us to do another job for him, maybe he's going to have us go into very similar neighborhoods. So let's openly walk into the market, all 4 of us, and just make a fairly bit. Let's try and go to a market nearby where the like in the Vrillian sector. Resupply. We'll get our resupplies there, and then we'll come back to the ship. If we get approached, it's an extra job for us. 2 birds, 1 stone. But of course, all of it sounds like.
If Volo wants to supply our ship for a run for him, that'd be great. So.
All right. So you guys are headed to the Olwen. Olwen Bachista Market. It's in the lower district. It's not too far away from Volo's little hideout, the Slag. A few blocks, not very far at all away from it. And you guys head down there. I mean, it's your typical Star Wars market. There's different vendors all over the place. Now, you guys have done a lot of business on Nar Shaddaa throughout your history together, and you know that this market will get you the most for your dollar. And it'll get you things that you can't get anywhere else. At least not quickly or legally.
Well, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm a bit light in the pockets. Gracchus was kind enough to relieve me of any credits that I had on me before he let me go. So
Whatever. We just got a pretty decent score.
I'm gonna say I have a contact here at one of the store. We were on Al Shaddaa, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I have somebody that I speak to every once in a while. Are you willing to go with it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you guys are headed down through the Olwen Market, headed for Gerard's contact's shop. When, man, as you're walking through this place, I mean, there's 1,000 smells and sounds and such that assault your senses as you're walking through. But as if on cue, the crowd sort of splits as you're walking through here. The crowd splits. You can see 3 Twi'leks and 2 humans standing face to face with this Trandoshan who's close to probably 8.5 foot tall. I mean, this guy's huge. And they're having a bit of an argument. You can see one of the Twi'leks, a female, she's pointing a finger at this Trandoshan, and you can sort of overhear she says, "Look, Thomas," when she's got this defiant, sort of sneering smile on her face. She says, "You either take the product off our hands, or I'll turn you into a set of matching handbags." Thomas, this Trandoshan, he sneers back at her, and this big wide grin of all these sharp little teeth. And you see this almost, Gerard would probably see it more than any of you due to his extra senses. But this barely perceivable little hand wave that he does with his left hand at his side. And just as he does this, he yells, "Kill them all," in a growl. And blaster fire erupts from all over in the crowd. I would like for everyone to make me a quick agility check. Just basic agility.
Agility?
Yep. See, it's so crowded and all this in the market, but it did sort of split for you. So I'm going to say just an average difficulty, 2 purple.
how do we roll agility? A D6?
No, it's your agility.
So it would just be your
Athletics,
agility
I mean.
ranked in greens.
Yep, your agility ranking
Oh.
greens.
Got you, thank you. Against 2 purple.
2 purples?
Yep, 2 purple.
All right. Oh, I fucked it.
That is not right. That's you.
All right. So as this blaster fire erupts, you all go to duck and sort of get out of the way, but one of these random shots clips you, Gerard, right in the shoulder. It's not enough to actually wound you and take away any wound points or anything. You soak it, but it's enough of a hit that it's sort of, as you go ducking and diving off to the side, that it sort of spins you a little bit, and you wind up planted on your ass.
Who fired the shot, or can I tell?
It doesn't look like the shot that hit you came from the Twi'leks or the humans. It came from somewhere in the crowd, likely one of the Trandoshan's men.
Oh, I'm so tempted to go this way.
Actually, if you want, go ahead and give me a perceptions check at 2 difficulty. So 2 per.
Okay.
All right, yeah. You do happen to have seen exactly who fired the shot, and it is, in fact, one of the Trandoshan's men. It's another Trandoshan who's up on the 2nd floor balcony, or second floor balcony of this level of one of the surrounding buildings. What do you want to do?
Oh, hell. I'm going to let my anger take control of me. How far? Okay, what range am I to that 2nd floor building?
I'm going to say long range for this one.
Long range? All right. Okay, I am. I'm going to pull. Oh, shoot, if I'm at long range, so therefore, it's 1 maneuver to get to medium and a 2nd maneuver to get to short, correct?
Yes.
Means I'm taking 3 strain if I do this. Unless I count it as an action, therefore it doesn't.
Well, if you count it as an action, the movement, the 2 movements is all you can do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, wait, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take. I'll take. It's 2 strain.
It's 2 strain.
2 strain. Okay. Hold on. Gotta write this stuff down. Okay. I'm going to take 2 strain. I'm going to use 2 maneuvers and to get myself in the short range. And my actual action is going to be a vertical force leap to that 2nd level.
Okay.
And I'm drawing the ancient sword.
All right. That'll get you see, roll your force dice. See if you're actually capable of making it. Oh yeah. All right, yeah, you run through the crowd and take your leap, and looking like some super powered Michael Jordan of the 90s, you wind up flying through the air and landing on the balcony right next to this Trandoshan who's holding a large blaster rifle.
And yeah, ancient sword drawn. Okay.
And at that, I would like for everyone to give me an initiative, which for you guys is going to be a cool.
Is that including me too?
Yes. That was your free reaction. Now we're going to go into the initiative. No difficulty, just your cool.
Oh crap, that would be.
By the way, I'm giving myself a conflict point.
Okay.
just because I was acting out of anger.
Sounds legitimate to me.
I'm going to suffer some strain and be at 2 and 1.
We're cool. My cool skill.
All right, so let's see here.
Okay.
So,
Look at that.
all right, so that's
Oh, that's a good roll.
PC, group, PC, group 2. All right, so we got 2 PC slots, an NPC group, 2 PCs, and an NPC group.
I presume Gerode's going first, or Gerode?
That would be up to you guys. I don't assign your who goes first or what.
No, I
was
just saying that because as Raken is sitting here going, where the hell is he going? And then everything went down.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, narratively, it would make sense that it would be Gerode to go first. I mean, he just leapt through the air and all this to get in close to this Trandoshan.
And I'm going to take a single maneuver as an aim, even though I got a sword. So I got 2 difficulty, no setbacks.
Let's see. Yep, just 2 difficulty.
All right. So I'm pulling the ancient sword, and I'm striking striking the target that I notice with firing at me.
Sounds good. Yeah. Let's see. All right. 2 successes and an advantage. All right.
So that's going to be. Hold on a sec. I need to find my weapon. Amy, come on. This thing sucks. Okay. Ancient sword, damage 4. And so, in other words, it's going to be damage 6 because I had 2 successes, correct?
Let's see. The ancient sword, that's 2 plus your brawl.
Well, the damage
brawn.
on ancient sword is 4. I have 2 successes, so that would add 2, depending on the way you view the rules.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Either 6 or 5.
We'll go with 6.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Does that have breach or anything like that?
No.
I didn't think it did, but wanted to check. All right. So that's all right. So yeah, you put a good gash into this guy, but he ain't down.
One advantage, I'm passing a boost off to the next guy that's going. I'll just say it's like the jump surprised him completely, and everybody around him. So therefore, next guy's got an advantage. Whoever's up next has a boost.
All right. Well, one of you 4 gets, or one of you 3 gets to go next. You just watched Gerard take a hit to the shoulder and run off and leap up onto the balcony here, sort of making a grand spectacle of his abilities here in Nar Shaddaa Marketplace Center.
I've got no interest in this. This doesn't have anything to do with me. I didn't get shot.
I don't know. I think we should kind of help him, but
Well, help him.
I didn't know he could do that.
Kill the guy and get back. Like, I don't know. He just left and got himself into trouble. For what? All these Trandoshans are going to be pissed off.
Well, basically, Kane is feeling still a bit like jumpy since he got accosted in a market similar to this by Brachus's pickup crew. So, like, when the shot rang out, I kind of, with the agility check, I kind of dived behind like a store, a market stall or something. I'm just currently hiding, just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So that's my action.
Yeah, I'm going to drop down behind my hubcap.
All right. So all you guys are going to take your turn to just sort of sit it out.
Well, it's just one of us right now, right?
Just
The bad guys are going. Or
yep. Then the first group of guys gets to go.
Okay.
And boom, boom, boom. Group 1 is the Twi'leks and the 2 humans. And let's see here. All right. Oops, wrong ones. And they're at short range. But I'm going to give them setback because they're firing inside of a crowd. And all right, yeah, they managed to take down one, maybe more. Let's see, that's 9, 12. All right, yeah, they managed to take down one of the Trandoshans that's in the crowd. Not the big 8-foot tall one, but they managed to take down one of the other ones that's in the crowd. So now it's on to the next one of you guys.
I look at Gore and go, Trandoshans or Twi'leks? Choose.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm literally just like peeking my head around and over and all. Like, here's for visual.
Raken kind of pauses for a little bit, looks at, looks up at Drode. He's fighting a Trandoshan. Raken kind of shrugs his shoulders, pulls his blaster rifle or shrugs his shoulders a little bit, shakes his head in frustration, levels his blaster rifle at the nearest Trandoshan and shoots.
All right. The nearest one you would be at medium range.
Okay.
For. So that's 2 difficulty and 1 setback for the crowd.
Okay. Do not have brace yet, so that's fine. And no. Just an up, or he passed on a boost, didn't he? Or did somebody else?
He did pass on a boost for the next one of you guys to roll something.
It didn't matter anyway because I rolled a blank boost. Great. Yeah. So miss with a pass on another boost die.
You gotta
have him distracted.
You gotta man that up and scream out, "That was just a warning shot."
Raken probably shrugs and it looks kind of like, well, obviously I'm not supposed to shoot him. Something's wrong here because I never miss. And just kind of, frustratingly shakes.
Gore mentions, we don't need this. Like, let him finish that guy off. Like, this isn't what we're here for.
I know it's not what we're here for, but if these people keep fighting, innocent these civilians are gonna die. We gotta pick a side.
Not our fight. That's what police are for. That's what militias are for.
Nar Shaddaa has police? Seriously? Where's
I'm
Kane
using it
even
as-
at? Did he get taken?
I'm using it more as a verb than a noun.
I don't understand. We learned warfare where I'm from. But we didn't learn verbs and nouns.
I say you fire off into the crowd. You don't hit anybody you're not supposed to, but you don't hit who you're aiming at. That leaves a slot for one more. Are you guys? Anybody going to do anything?
Sure.
All I'm doing is I'm looking around and pure perception. I want to see what the frick is going on. Is there something I can ascertain out of this?
It looks like a deal gone bad.
Yeah, so there's no right, there's no wrong. As far as I'm concerned, there's no right or wrong. We don't need more enemies. We don't need more stoppage. We got to go and help out freaking Alan. We got to get our, this is not one of our 3 priorities. Help Alan, get supplies, see if the knuckleheads will give us an extra mission that'll be nearby. That's it.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
All right. Well, we've established Gore is not in this.
I don't have a dog in this race.
Cruz, are you going to do anything? You've now seen that one of your buddies has leapt across the marketplace and is in a sword versus blaster fight, and the other one has taken a shot at one of the Trandoshans. Are you going to join in or still just stay huddled down?
Well, kind of like when the first shot rang out, I dived behind the stall and I'm kind of like on the floor, kind of like peeking out from underneath it. And what range is the guy who's Racken leapt towards? How far away is he from me?
The one that Raken shot at is at medium range from you guys. The one that Jarod ran off and leapt at is at long range from where you guys are at.
Okay. I'm gonna draw my blaster pistol, kind of set it to stun, and just kind of like from a prone position under like the stall, kind of just. I'm just gonna see what's going on, kind of like just moving. I'm sat here waving my hands around. I forgot I'm not on camera, but I'm just kind of, just trying to see identify a threat. Like the Trandoshans that Raken shot at, did they look threatening, or is it just the guy who was shooting from the balcony?
They really didn't look too threatening at you until 2 of your men started attacking them. Now they have sort of split their attention between the 3 Twi'leks and the 2 humans to now encompass the 4 of you.
Okay, well, I've always had a soft spot for Twi'leks, so I can't have them getting roughed up. All right,
These are guy Twi'leks.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
All but one of them is male. Yes.
And he holds a goal. Right. Okay, so I will take a stun shot at one of the same one that Raken kind of aimed at. Well, I assume he was aiming at. It was that bad a shot. I'm not really sure, but I'll try and shoot one of the Trandoshans.
Okay, and you're on your belly shooting from underneath the stall?
Yeah, if I don't know what kind of stalls are like. I'm imagining it's like some sort of Moroccan market type fare, just like these little stalls, and it's kind of it's like basically a table. So I'm just kind of like poking out from underneath, prone.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I was trying to get the vibe for. So yeah, I'm actually that's going to be you'll get 2 difficulty for the range. You'll get 1 setback for the crowd, but because you're prone and sort of bracing yourself, giving yourself that sort of steadying your elbows on the ground type of thing, you get a boost dice also.
Okay, and wasn't there a boost dice passed over?
Already got used.
No, I passed one on as well.
Yeah, second one was passed.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So The Trandoshan turns to look at me and actually broadsides to you or something.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe not.
Oh, yeah. 3 failures and 4 advantages. So you managed to stun one of the crowd.
It's just some guy just he stood there like looking around, going, "What's going on?" He just gets poleaxed, just collapses.
Yeah,
get shot. Get out of the way.
he's standing there, sort of ducking and covering and whatnot. Got his hands above his head, sort of half hunched over, and all of a sudden gets shot and just sort of goes rigid, stands up straight, goes rigid for a second, and just like timber just falls over.
You'll just hear like muttered curse words from wherever you can hear it over the noise, like "shit" from under a table.
Yeah.
Gore's going to take his hubcap and actually try and pretend that he is a part of the car.
Okay.
I'm just wondering what he's doing with all those advantages.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
was relying on them to not actually seriously hurt somebody who didn't need to be hurt. But yeah, I can pass them on. Sean, how many are left to negate those 3 failures? Because that was a pretty shocking roll, to be honest.
Well, there's nothing that can negate the 3 failures.
Okay. No, technically I've got 4 advantages.
So yeah, you've got 4 advantages. I mean, you can pass 2 on to a specific person. You can give the next group of bad guys to go 2 setbacks.
Well,
or
how much
pass on. Oh, sorry.
So how many would you would it cost for? I'd say like it wasn't clear where that shot came from. To like anyone who was like observing the scene.
2 of them.
Okay. Well, 2 of those, so it wasn't clear that it was a fella hiding under a desk or a table that just shot out. And the other 2, I'd like to pass on to the next player.
All right.
How many?
Actually, no. I'll give them setbacks. I'll give the next bad guy setbacks.
All right. So the next bad guy gets a setback, and there are 4 total Trandoshans left. The big mother, and he's got 3 partners. 1 up on a balcony, 2 in the crowds. And if you were serious about trying to use your round hubcap looking piece of car material to try and fade in with one of the nearby vehicles, give me a stealth check.
Stealth? Does that include cunning? Stealth, agility.
No, agility.
Okay. Boom!
What's the
Okay.
difficulty?
Seven,
Yeah, you didn't roll any
successes and
difficulties.
1 advantage.
Yeah, re-roll that with 2 difficulties.
I don't want to re-roll that, so how about I just add 2 difficulties?
No, re-roll that with 2 difficulties.
That was good.
So rude.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Fine. 5
That was
successes.
the same thing.
Okay.
Bring the noise.
5 successes, son of a bitch. All right,
So
you
suddenly
successfully
I have a Garrett that appears in my hand, and it's a lightsaber Garrett. So I just
The Jawa blends into a crowd. No one would ever guessed.
I blend in with a car.
The Jawa that disappears into the background.
Just like it's almost like I had a little smoke pellet and just poof, Jawa vanish.
All right. Now it's the next group of NPCs, what happens to be the Trandoshans. And they Let's see. All right. So they've got. And you said you were passing on an added difficulty
Setback.
for them, setback. All right. So that brings it to 2 setbacks, and Raken,
Yep.
do you have anything that's going to add any
Range
defense or
defensive
anything?
1.
All right, so that adds another setback because you shot at them, and they can tell that you shot at them.
Yeah.
So one of them is firing at you. He fails.
All those setbacks rolled up.
Upgrade the difficulty on that. And pardon the noises in the background. And another one that Giraud is fighting with manages to hit him. Yeah, that's a total of 10 damage before soak. As he manages to take a step back away from you and gets the trigger pulled on his carbine blaster that he's got. But as he pulls the trigger, I mean, obviously it fires, but he pulls a second time, and all you hear is click, 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 click of the trigger. His battery pack, his power cell is empty. And let's see, Tomas. We're gonna see. He goes in for a big brawl check with one of the Twi'lek female. He goes in and attempts to club her with his meaty fists and does so. But in doing so, also gets himself sort of counter-maneuvered and pulled off balance and is now on the ground.
Star Wars judo.
Yeah.
What kind of stores are around me right now in all of this chaos?
All sorts. There's anywhere from food vendors to parts and tech and all sorts of stuff within close range of you.
I am going to start looting.
Okay.
Jawa, we all look alike. I have no problem with that.
So
I
you're-
a racial stereotype.
So you want to take PC slot 1 to make an attempt at some skullduggery?
Absolutely not. I will take PC slot 4.
Okay. Then hold
The
your
guy-
horses and wait your turn.
The guy shot back at me, so I'm going to kind of shake my head a little bit and then start to close down the threat, or what I perceive the threat to be. So make my way from medium to short, as well as aim. So I'm going to suffer a couple strain. Kind of whisper. You can hear some muttering from Raken under his breath. A few choice cuss words and something about I don't miss, freaking drugs, and he goes to shoot again. Is it still so he's closing the range, so it's only 1, but it's still the threat or the setback die.
Yep. 1 purple, 1 black. The black for being in a crowd.
And I'm aiming, so And that is a lot better roll.
Yes, it is. You have a triumph, a success, and 4 advantages. Well, your success, right off the bat, you hit.
So that's 10 damage right away. And then I might as well roll a crit on the advantages.
Well,
Or is he down?
you've taken him down. Now you can
Okay.
use that crit, that all the advantages to say you managed to squeeze off another shot to take out one of the other ones.
Sure. That's fine. That would
Okay.
be 3 of them. Then I have 1 advantage and a triumph. The advantage, I would like to just pass on the boost die. The triumph, could I like upgrade my range defense or whatever for a round? Or
Yeah, you can.
or like
To be
increase-
honest, I don't know if it's going to be needed because I mean you've
Okay.
taken out 2 of them that were left here on the
Oh,
ground.
ranged. Okay.
The only one left on the ground is the big meathead Thomas, and then there's the one on the balcony still with Sherrod, but he's pretty wounded himself.
Actually, upgrade. I'll spend the triumph to upgrade a character's next check, so they have a boost and an upgrade coming to them.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And that is Reagan's turn. You see him kind of, after he hits, you can see his shoulders, like you can see his exhale. He kind of turns and fires another shot quickly. He's back in form.
All right. Back in the muck and nice and relaxed because of it. All right. Next PC.
I'll guess that'll be me then. All right, so kind of having seen the stellar job that Reagan's just performed, I'll kind of like as my movement, I want to kind of roll like sideways out from under the table and try and come to my feet in one movement. Is that possible?
I'll allow it.
Roll.
I'll allow it.
Okay. But well, I'll back on my feet and this time I've got like I'm holding my blaster in 2 hands, kind of. And as you said, there's 1 Trandoshan left standing.
There's the Trandoshan up on the balcony with Sherrod.
Yeah.
And there is the big meathead Thomas who is on his back with the female Twi'lek. She's kind of got a knee in his chest at the moment.
Okay. Well, I'd like to again, the bastard's still set on stun. I'd like to try and put the meathead to sleep.
Okay. Medium range. So that's 2 purple.
Even though my blaster is medium range, it's not. There's still 2 purple.
Yeah, it's still 2 purple just
Okay.
because of the distance.
Right. Okay.
That means that you don't get any added difficulty for medium or short. It's everything over medium that you would get added difficulty.
Okay.
So it's 2 purple.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say 2 setbacks this time. 1 because of the crowd, and 2 because, well, there is a potential friendly kneeling atop the target.
Okay. Wasn't there some boost and an upgrade?
You get an upgrade and a boost.
Yep, you get a boost dice, and you can upgrade one of your dice.
Okay, so can I upgrade a green to a yellow?
Yep, so greens go to yellow. If you're already at all yellow, you add a green.
All righty, here we go. Okay.
And looks like you just needed all of that just to make that. So, yeah, you get a success and an advantage. You hit this big meathead with your stun blaster, or your blaster set on stun, and he sort of looks as if he's having a seizure for a moment as he goes all rigid and shakes for just a moment and then passes out limp on the ground. The Twi'lek woman, she immediately turns her head and looks in your direction, and like she
I give her a wink.
Like as she does this turn and looks at you like she's reaching for a blaster on her hip, sort of thing, but then sees that you're not making any further move and not
Yeah,
of any actual.
I'll kind of like. God, again, I'm not on camera, but I'll kind of take my hands apart and like hold my blaster up, like, and you know, like hands are up kind of thing, and just give her a wink and a smile and a nod of the head.
All right, well, she kind of gives you a sly smile and nods back at you, and then she takes this blaster pistol and digs it right up underneath his chin and pulls the trigger.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that, but okay.
And next PC group, because I'm going to say her shooting him on the ground is their NPC slot group. So next PC slot, Gerard, that would be you, because Cord decided that he wanted to go in the last PC slot.
So the one that shot me is still standing there.
Yep, he's still standing there with you, not quite nose to nose, but I mean, you're only about 3 or 4 feet away from each other on this balcony.
So do I have to take a maneuver to get there? Or?
Nope, you're within melee range.
Okay, I'm striking. And I'm doing I'm taking 2 more strain and taking that double boost.
Okay.
So I refer to it as an aim. I know you can do that.
Yeah, it's 2 difficulty because it's melee.
Oh, hell.
Damn. Failure and 3 advantages. Well, the failure, I'm going to say, is just as you go to swing the sword, he manages to put that blaster carbine up in front of him and block the attack. What do your advantages do?
Oh. I could go story-wise. You know what? I'm going to try to go story-wise and see if you'll go with it. I'm up on the balcony, right?
Yep.
I do a force push and push him off the balcony.
Just because of the rule of cool, I'm gonna go ahead and allow that. Just because, you know, I mean, that it's one of those things where if you're thinking about it, would look awesome. I mean, you're fighting, boom, boom. He gets a blast and shoots you. You swing, he gets that blaster up and blocks it, and just as he blocks that, your other hand comes out and boom, he just sort of topples backwards over the railing. So yeah, I'm gonna allow it. Don't get used to it, but I'm gonna allow it. And
That's the thing. I will ask for it. I don't expect to get it every time.
as he topples over the railing, though, he does this sort of. I mean, you're only on the 2nd story, so it's not like you're real high up. So I mean, you're maybe 15 feet off the ground. So I mean, he does this little backflip thing as he goes over the railing, lands on his feet, does like the superhero supervillain pose where, I mean, a knee and fist hit the ground, and he's up running and running away through the crowd. Or getting ready to run, because it's not quite his turn yet. It's Core's turn.
Whose turn? Everybody went except me, right?
Yeah.
Gore's turn. Yeah.
Oh,
Gore.
Gore. Sorry, I thought you heard Core.
You did. I said Core instead of Gore. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and start looting our supply list.
All right. Make me a skullduggery check, and It's hard difficulty, but I'm going to give you 2 boost dice.
All right.
Because, I mean, while everybody is standing here at their vending stalls and storefronts to where, I mean, they can easily see you come up, all their attention is on the fighting.
Mm. So I get 2 boost dice.
Yep, 3 purple, 2 blue.
Okay. Boom! So 1, 2, 3,
Holy
4, 5,
shit.
6, 7 successes, 2 threats.
He reminds me of Kyber Crucial.
Shit.
Successes. That's awesome. Because all
Dice
the
roller
purple rolled
loves
threats, that's why.
All right. You are a lucky little bitty ootity bastard. You managed to get all but 2 things that are on your main list of things that you need as far as well, what were the main things you were looking for on your list? Were you looking for just in general off the list? Were you looking for the tech savvy stuff that you're going to need that needs replaced on the ship?
Yeah.
What kind of things were you looking for?
I'm looking more for the tech savvy stuff, things that I can build with, construct things, and maybe a weapon or 2, that I can fit under my my Jawa trench coat.
All right. You managed to lift a light blaster pistol
Nice.
off of one of the store owners or shop runners or whatever. You managed to get most of the things on your electronics components list. And
can I get a couple extra communicators?
With that range of success, why not?
Give me a number.
3.
3 extras.
You also managed to grab what is, because I mean, you're from Tatooine initially. Granted, you were adopted and raised elsewhere, but you are from Tatooine initially. You managed to grab something that is an extreme delicacy to find on Tatooine. Like, you remember having it once as a child and have like mouth-wateringly drooled over it ever since, and every chance you've gotten, you grab. You find a like little crate of Meluron fruits.
Nice.
There's 6 of these fruits in here. They look like a reddish hue to them. They look like a jumbo-sized pear. So they look like a pear, but they're orangish red, and they're about the size of an eggplant.
So it's a really ripe mango-looking thing. Nice. Okay. And I also find a crate dragon pearl that can be used as a lightsaber device, right?
Sure, you find a knockoff. Why not?
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll take it.
you find a little crystal rock that you think is that. It's not. But yeah, you while all this is going on, your little brown-robed fucking wheel hub carrying ass manages to get all this shit. I don't know quite how, but yeah, this dice roller likes you. And yeah, so the fighting is over, and now that this Trando, it's their turn. He's like fallen off the railing, done his super villain hero pose as he's landed. He hops up and takes off, running away everybody, and disappears into the crowd. The Twi'lek woman, she stands up and she looks to one of the humans and one of the Twi'leks, and she tells the two of them to go find that last shooter. And then she looks at the other two and she says, "Go check our ship." And walks over to Raken and Kane, and she says, "Let's see what I'm Court Voss. It's lucky that you came along when you did, I suppose. I'd have to say thank you."
He's probably going to flirt with you. And I turn around and go try to find Gore somewhere.
So you look at her and say, "He's probably going to flirt with you," and then you turn and walk away.
That is awesome. That is epic.
That's great. Love it. So yeah, she just sort of gives you this odd look and kind of tips her head, and as you walk away, she just shakes her head at you, and she's okay.
As she turns towards Kane, he stood there with his most rakish smile, like, just like,
Oh, so he wasn't wrong.
we're just happy to be a serviceman. What can I ask you what that little set-to was about? Blasters in the marketplace? I mean, come on, it's a bit risky, no?
Well, that's what it was about. Blasters in the marketplace.
Well,
she sort of looks you up and down and looks Raken up and down as he's walking away, and turns around and looks at Jarod up on the balcony, and she turns back around and looks at you, and she says, "It takes one to know one, and I'd say you're a bit of a smuggler."
What gave it away?
So yeah,
the cool trench coat.
Well,
No, she didn't see me yet.
No. Okay, so I guess we got similar interests. What were you doing down here? I mean, what was that disagreement about?
a deal gone
Must have
wrong.
been something, to blast the guy's head off. Clean off like.
He didn't want to pay, and he was insulting.
Well,
And then he tried to kill me.
well, fair enough.
And, well, I don't do things halfway. If I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you.
Remind me not to get on your bad side then, huh?
That'd probably be best.
Yeah, well, actually, we got to head off planet soon. I'm just wondering, kind of entrepreneur to entrepreneur. Tycho Quadrix, is that a name you've ever heard of?
Tycho Quadrix.
Yeah, he's got some friends in a little group. They call themselves the Black Hand.
Not heard of this Quadrix, but I mean the Black Hand, and yeah, just about any smuggler worth his salt has heard of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's just I've got a potential business proposition for him, but he's proving quite elusive. But I was just wondering, if you'd heard anything recently along the grapevine, but that's no problem.
Well,
Actually, the one that stated earlier, or the one that stated is like the main Twi'lek, I guess you can say, that was So he's like, oh, just a deal gone bad or whatever. I'm gonna use a sense on her. Sense power just to get the current emotional state.
Okay. So roll your force dice and tell me exactly what it is since.
Roll 2 light sights. So I'm basically trying to get. What I'm trying to figure out is she trying to hide something from us.
You can tell that. I mean, she's not lying, but she's not telling the whole truth. So, in other words, it's nothing that you guys don't do on a daily basis. I mean, she's told you flat out that she's a smuggler, and that this was a deal that was gone wrong, but leaving bits out, such as not telling you what the deal was and such like that. So, I mean, you can tell she's completely calm at the moment after, I mean, even though all this has just gone on. Like her heart's not racing, her mind's not all muddied or anything. But yeah, you can tell she's not lying, but she's not telling the whole truth.
Okay.
That's like really, really right now.
I guess one of the things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump down from the second story, and I'm gonna just kind of like I get the idea that there's more to it than what you're telling us right now.
All right, so you jump down and walk over, and when you get there, you say that.
It was like, I get the idea there's a little bit more that you're not telling us here.
And as you come walking up, she sort of looks over her shoulder and says, well, does anyone ever tell you their whole story right off the bat? Or isn't it more likely that some people play it close to the cuff and keep some information to themselves?
No, but I get the idea you could be a big help for us, and at the same time, we could be a help for you.
Well, I get that same idea along with a few other ones, and she gives you this knowing look.
So you guys, this is Nar Shaddaa, right? So like after the fight breaks out, everybody kind of goes about their way.
Yeah, everything has pretty much returned to business as normal. I mean,
so you hear a very exaggerated Raken in the background going, once fighting broke out, I lost my little one. He's about this tall, red cape, nice trench coat. Says Utini a lot. If you've seen him, please tell me. I'm looking for him. He's been gone too long. And he just keeps walking around trying to stay out of the conversation.
Okay.
Can I come walking in now?
Yeah.
So Gore comes walking in. He's got his shopping bag. It says, please recycle on it. He goes walking up.
Fully loaded.
He's like, oh, hey. Yeah, I've almost finished the shopping list. Oh, hey, you're hot. Hey, did he flirt with you yet? I'm just saying. So, what do you call it? I look up at Gerode, and I pull out one of my extra communicators that I just swiped. I just tuned them all to our frequency. I was like, here, you should make sure you have one of these so you can keep in contact with us. Gerode.
Yeah.
Also, smell it. Make sure there's no burnt circuitry in it because I may have just messed with it. Does it seem okay?
Why the hell are you asking me?
Does it smell like there's any burnt circuitry?
You just wiped that somewhere, didn't you?
You bastard, you're not supposed to say that. Anyway, that's what Jawa fart smells like. Stop shooting at people when we don't need to. All right, let's move. I packed the groceries in the back of the trunk. We got like 2 more things to get, and yeah, that's it.
Actually, I'm going to use another force die. Use a seek power. I'm still looking for my kyber crystal, and I'm kind of doing that. Oh shoot, dark side.
Yeah.
I'm flipping the destiny point and taking the conflict.
Okay. Well, actually, per the way by flipping the destiny point, you don't get the conflict, but you get 2 strain. Is the way I do it.
Oh, okay.
If you use it as the dark side without flipping, then you get conflict points. But the way I do it, if you flip a destiny point, you don't get the conflict, you just get 2 strain.
Okay. Wait, actually, hold on. Where was I at on strain?
You had dropped 2 earlier.
That was the second time he did it. I think he did that twice total.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did because you aimed.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that cool right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your cool.
Oh, wait, where's my cool?
Any advantages you roll regain you some strain.
Well, I thought it was successes, but okay.
Well, it's a good thing we're going with advantages.
All right.
So what's next on our 3?
So do I detect? I mean, the thing I'm looking for mostly is that kyber crystal. I'm trying to sense if she's got something on that.
You can detect the force everywhere around you, but that's because you're surrounded by living beings, and the force resides in all of us.
Okay.
But you're not detecting any crystals or anything of that sort.
Or somebody that may have knowledge of crystals either. That's kind of the aim I was taking with it.
Yeah, no, you're not picking up on anything of that sort.
Okay.
But while that's going on, and Gora's walked up and said all this, she just sort of, when he mentions, did he flirt with you yet? She just sort of chuckles a little bit, and she looks at the 3 of you that are standing there, sort of overpassing Gore, and she says, "So you've got one of them too, huh?" She says, "Yeah. I got a mechanic back on our ship who is right up your alley." As she looks down at Gore. Yeah, you'd probably like her. Says, but that's for a different time. Now, as far as your having helped out here, like I was starting to say earlier, you probably saved at least 1 or 2 of us from death or major injury. And, well, I don't have a habit of leaving debts unpaid. Says, if one of you would like to accompany me back to my ship, I've got some payment for you.
That's okay, ma'am. No payment necessary. But maybe we could do some business in the future together.
It'll only be about 2 minutes, King, right?
The guy who owes all this money says no payment necessary? What?
Oh, look, that's part of the flirting technique. Shut up.
So she looks at you and says, "Well, it's noble of you to try and dissuade me from giving you some sort of compensation for helping us, but it's not going to work. You can either send one of your guys with me to my ship, or I'll find out where you're from and I'll have something delivered to you."
I will go.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And that's how the party gets split.
And that is how the party gets split. All right, so Gerard,
What's next on the list?
It's just 2 things on the list. We'll just make a show of grabbing them so that hopefully one of Volo's guys sees us and says, "Hey, we got a job for you." And yeah.
Yeah, so basically the 2 things that are really left is their food supplies and some medical supplies. You guys have picked up all the other supplies that you needed, thanks to Gore and his sticky fingers.
I'd like to grab, because I don't think I actually got one, but I'd like an extra blaster pack, ammo pack. So I don't think I've got one thinking on.
Well, you can certainly find that here in the marketplace if you want to pay for such things.
But we've got a whole bunch of extra blasters back on the ship that we got from our last run, so they've all got blaster packs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know about those. He wasn't in the last run.
I just told him.
Okay, well, I think they're only about like 15 credits or something, aren't they? They're not much.
Yeah, you could certainly find somebody here that's selling those. The rest of your supplies and such, like I said, you're going to make a show of just sort of going around and getting what you need and this and that. The rest of your supplies cost you about 500 credits. That'll get you about a month's worth of food and medical supplies.
Okay, that's 125 from each of us, so that's how we're doing it. Back to my credits list. Dude, what up?
All right.
So everybody remove 125 credits. Oh, there it is. Duh.
Yep.
And as you're finishing up your shopping and setting up the arrangements for the things to be delivered to your ship, because I mean a month's worth of food for 4 and medical supplies is really more than you can carry. You're setting up the delivery and all this. A rather rough-looking Aqualish comes walking up. Now this isn't Volo, but you do recognize him as being one of his goons that was on the back loading dock of the Slag with him. And he comes up and that guttural clicking and sort of mixture of clicks and growls that is the Aqualish language. Now he's wearing one of these big collar deals that as he speaks it translates. He comes up and the boss would like to speak with you, and I take it that I don't need to introduce myself again.
No. Yeah, I smell you from before. Yeah, so let's go. How's your boss doing?
Well enough.
Wow, pretty good grammar for, Quellish guy. Anyway, okay. Let's go. Either way.
He just sort of looks at you like, yeah, if I was allowed, I'd pound you.
Yeah. If you're allowed.
Well, do you know this guy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So we fill him in. This guy works for Volo. He's apparently a very good worker. Yeah. Volo doesn't even pay him full price, and he doesn't even realize it.
What's a Volo?
We explained Volo. Volo's the guy who we did the job for.
All right. Well, I'll turn around to the guy and say, "Look, I'm not being funny, but you know, we've got our own stuff to be taken care of. Will this take long?"
It'll take as long as Vola wishes, but no, it shouldn't take too long.
Well, we've got to wait for the food to be delivered, and we've got to wait for Jarod to get back with the payment from the Twi'lek lady. So, what do you say, guys? We got time to go see this Volo?
Absolutely. Volo's a really good guy.
I'm in.
Okay. Looks like we're going to see Volo. Lead on, my good man.
All right, so he leads you guys over to the edge of the marketplace, and there's this long. Think of it as not a stretch limousine. So I mean, it's not real long, but think of it as sort of a, by today's standards, of like a 60s or 70s model short limousine, all beat up and out of date. He leads you over to it, and he steps over and he opens the door and he says, "After you."
Does this look like the one that I hijacked last time?
No.
We had a hearse last time.
Yeah, you had a
That's
hearse
right.
the last time.
You stole a hearse. Okay, never mind. Hotwired a hearse.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, let's jump in. If this is one of those old 80s style ones, I guess I'm sitting on the hump that gets really hot.
Yep, and it's not quite shag type carpeting, but it's got this long, out of date interior and all this stuff that's really kind of ragged looking, but I mean in better shape than the outside of the vehicle.
I take a sniff. Is this Ewok pelt? This smells like Ewok pelt.
How do you know what Ewok pelt smells like?
Connoisseur.
He just sort of looks at you and just shakes his head, and he picks up a comm link, and he turns off his translator. So I don't know if any of you actually speak or understand Aqualish, but he turns off the translator and he grumbles something into it and then puts it away, and then turns his translator back on. He says, "The boss will be expecting us." And that's where we're going to split for the moment as you guys begin heading toward the slag. We come up to Gerard and Cortevos, the female Twi'lek, as they are walking up to a ship that is a pretty common vessel to be used. Wow, that was a lot of scraping.
Sorry. I just realized that I've got this thing up here, and I'm not listening to it through here. I'm listening to my computer. So I'm like, you dumbass. Why do I have this thing on my head? Sorry.
Because you look cool.
I guess so.
You look good with the extra headset on. No, but a pretty common vehicle. It's a okay. Yeah, screw it. We're just gonna say it's another YT class freighter. I had it circled in the book, but I'm overlooking my page, but it's another YT class freighter. And as you two come walking up, you see the two human males that were in the marketplace, and the one steps forward and you sort of, not really a salute, but sort of an acknowledgement of the boss is here type of thing. And he's, oh man, we got everything stowed away and we're ready to get off this rock before anything else befouls us. He says, well, that's all well and good, but I need you to get one of the crates out of the cargo hold and bring it out here. And put it on one of the sleds. And he just kind of looks at her and says, don't question me, do it. He turns away and he grabs the other guy and they disappear into the ship. And she looks at you, Jarod, and she says, now, I'm not going to play stupid, and I sure as hell hope you're not going to play stupid. I saw what you did back there. No normal person can jump 30 feet forward and another almost 20 feet up. She says, I've seen people with your abilities before. It always ends badly. But you saved my ass and you saved my crew's ass by intervening. That earned you some goodwill from us. And you and your partners so far have seemed to be honest, straightforward people, as honest and straightforward as a group of smugglers can be. So, my men are bringing you a crate and a sled. They're both yours. Take them back to your ship, their payment, and take this as well. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a long-range communicator. Says, with this, I'll be able to get a hold of you, and you'll be able to get a hold of us.
In my opinion, this is worth more than what you're giving us, so I'm very thankful for it.
Well, I'm not going to deny that. That there is a lot worth a lot more shit, but crate that's coming out of the ship, if handled correctly, will earn you credits.
Thank you.
This likely to earn you credits.
Thank you. So I will wish you good journeys, and glad we could help out. And I can already tell we're going to be in contact.
Yeah, I've had that same feeling already as well. So she leans in close to you and puts her face up next to yours, and after sort of doing the over-the-shoulder look sort of thing, she leans in and she says,
Sorry, Sean, you just broke up.
You just so broke up on that.
Oh, okay, cool. It wasn't just me.
all right, yeah, she does the over-the-shoulder look, leans in close to you, and she says, may the force be with you. And then turns around and walks away. As she's heading up the ramp into the ship, the two humans come down the ramp, pushing a hover sled with a rather large crate. It's probably, about 4 feet in length by about 3 foot in width and about 2.5 foot in height. They walk up to you, and the one of them looks at you and he says, well, the boss says this is yours. So here you go. This is as far as I'm taking it. It's up to you from here on out.
I got it.
I wouldn't get stopped with it. And they turn around and walk away.
Okay, at this point, I start taking the crate that I've acquired and start heading back to our ship.
All right. Give me an underworld check. Easy difficulty, 1 purple.
Okay. Where is it?
Underworld is intelligence, or intellect, not intelligence. Been playing too much D&D lately.
Okay. 1 difficulty. Got success.
All right. Well, that success means that you are successfully able to navigate your way through Nar Shaddaa, and I mean, it is a fairly lawless planet, but I mean, they do have different checkpoints and stuff that are set up by the different huts and different crime lords that are in charge of different areas. So the success means that you're able to get from here to where your ship is docked without being stopped at any of the checkpoints.
Okay.
And now we're going to jump back over to our 3 fellows here as they come walking into the slag, a run-down cesspool of degeneration and debauchery. And in typical crime lord, mafia-esque fashion, you see this rather large Aqualish. And I mean, when I say large, not only is he tall, but he is round as well. The 2 of you notice him immediately and recognize Volo, sitting at a table that is this big half-circle bench with a table, and there is a Trandoshan female, or not Trandoshan, but a Devronian female, standing on the table, dancing and whatnot, and she's got red skin and short little bitty horns that stick up, little too skinny probably for anybody's real taste. I mean, she's not got a lot of meat or any real qualities to her, but she's standing on this table dancing and topless and whatnot, and he's just leaned back and he's eating and whatnot, and she's dancing away. He sees the 3 of you come walking in and he waves you over.
Hello, my favorite Quellish dude. What's up?
Well, I have a job for you. You successfully got me my product, my case. Was that 2 days ago? Now my buyer wants it delivered, and after having seen you all in action, I think you would likely be the best suited to bring it to where it goes.
That genuinely makes me happy, Bolo. Awesome. So, where's it going?
Obadiah.
What's that?
To the planet called Obadiah.
That's funny you should say that. That's the second time I've heard that planet mentioned in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it's becoming more popular. I didn't know of its existence until a week ago.
Yeah, right. Okay. And what is it? I mean, I'm glad we could help you out earlier, but we're not really kind of couriers.
Excuse me, we? I don't know you.
Well, I believe you know my associates here.
I'm going
I
to
do.
kind of step in front of Alan and give him this look. Like, my eyes don't exactly squint because I'm a Jawa, but I just kind of look at him like, dude, holy shit, dude. And I'm going to turn around just cool enough so that Volo realizes what I was doing for Kane. I'm like, not a problem. I actually didn't tell him a whole lot about you, but I'll fill him up to date. So talk to me, boss. Where exactly? What port do you want us to bring this to? Who are some acceptable people that we can give it to? And are we handling any money on a return trip? It's really all we need to know, right?
I look down at him and I'm like, boss?
Elbow.
Fucking Polo. I must be missing something. We don't have a boss.
Volo just sort of looks at you, Cruz, and this disdain just apparent, and looks down to Gore, and the look changes from disdain to pleasure in just that couple of the second it takes to look from up to down. And he says, "It's going to Capricious Port on Obadiah. No, you will not have to bring me anything in return. As long as the case makes it there, unopened, within 2 weeks' time, the credits will be transferred to me. Once the credits arrive in my account, there will be credits that arrive in yours."
Well, for our first meeting, it was half up front and the rest upon delivery, but you've proven to be a very honorable man, Volo. So I think that is a perfectly fine arrangement.
You don't want to know how much?
Only if you want to tell me. Because I like you. I respect you. Emphasis on respect. I think that you're good people. But if you want to humor me.
For a little one, you blow a lot of smoke.
I try.
I
Big
like
guy.
Our ship.
He blows a lot of smoke too. Like
I like that. I tell you what. He reaches in his pocket. It's a visual effort for him to like roll to one side to reach into his pocket. And once he does, he sets a couple of big credit chip sticks up on the table, and he slides them your way. He says, "Because you blow smoke with the best of them, and you've proved yourself to be accomplished, a bonus up front."
See? I like you. I'll pocket
Now,
credits.
I'm not too sure what's going on here, but luckily for you, Mr. Volo, that no job is too big and no fee is certainly too big. So if you want something taken to over there, we can make that happen. But just understand, we don't have a boss. I think it's important we establish that right now. But we'll quite happily run some merchandise for you.
I don't consider you in my employment. I do consider you to be a courier, contracted to deliver.
You see, now that's something that would fall under our remit. I think we can work in those parameters.
Oh, thank God. I was really going to ask you, like, so what do you want to roll up next?
Now, your friends here know exactly what is to be done next. They've gone through these steps once before.
Where's the hearse?
Out back where you left it. And I don't have to remind any of you that if this case does not get where it's going, unopened, what will happen, do I?
Absolutely not.
We're highly professional. If you want something delivered unopened and untampered with, that's how it'll arrive.
Good. I like to hear that. Now, as much as I'd like to say I hope to see you soon, I really don't. Take your credits. Get a drink if you want. Don't be here too long. And he sits back and goes back to watching the dance.
Well, bring it there as though you brought it yourself. See you in 2 weeks' time. All right, Boogie. We got what? Quick little medical supply stop and a quick little food stop. And we're golden.
Yeah, you guys have already purchased all of it and paid for all of it.
Okay, good.
It's being delivered to your ship.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I forgot. I just had a tuna sandwich, and everything went completely out of my mind. So, yes, that's right. Thank you. Okay. So, back to the ship via the Hearse Express.
Yes, the two of you escort Cruz out back, and instead of being made to go around, you're actually escorted through the building. And as you get into the back, I mean, like you head into the back, and first you go through like this kitchen, and then you walk through another doorway, and it's like this dressing room. There's all sorts of women back there changing and dressing and stuff. And one of the guys who's escorting you, sort of as you enter into the dressing room area, puts a hand on top of Gore's head, and he says, "No looking up the skirts unless you've got credits."
Did you see what he just gave me? I got credits.
Keep walking. As you guys exit out of there, you come into the very back cargo area of this establishment, and it's floor-to-ceiling shelves along the walls and another set of floor-to-ceiling shelves in the middle of the room. And on the, like, it's split up into two, basically like there's two garage door type of doors. There's a set of shelves along one wall, floor to ceiling, another set floor to ceiling, and in the middle of the room is the other set floor to ceiling. In front of the one garage door is this sustainment tank. What would you just roll for?
Looking up a skirt without being noticed. 4 advantages. I'm going to call that a success. And I know the color. Don't ever tell me not to do something.
Yeah, that one's an easy one because, like, as you're walking through, there's, like I said, they're changing and all that. So I mean, there's really no skirt to look up. But yeah, the containment system, this tube is sitting in the floor right where you guys left it when you guys dropped it off. And again, you see the two symbols on the tank. That's the old Republic Jedi emblem, a Mandalorian mythosaur, and the Mandalorian script written over the tank. You're escorted to the doorway. They open the door. Right outside is the hearse that you guys used the last time. It gets loaded up. You guys make it back to the ship, no problems. Just as you're getting that stowed away in the cargo area, here come your shipments of food and medical supplies. All in all, it takes maybe another half an hour to an hour to get everything stowed and situated. Everybody's aboard ship. You get
So I brought the crate up, and now I'm there too.
Yep, everybody, you get there first, and you're like they're waiting for everybody as they arrive with the cryo tank and the sustainment system. And you, again, as they're loading it, you see the Old Republic Jedi emblem, the mythosaur, the Mando mythosaur, the Mandalorian writing that you recognized from last session, and the recognition of who this is supposed to be and possibly could be in this tank. However unlikely that would be. All your food and supplies arrive. You guys can have a moment to sort of role play as you're getting everything put away and what is being said to each other as all this is going on.
Just thought to Kane, but like, dude, that dude requires pure respect. We're in his den. He could eat us. Like, no, of course he's not our boss. It's just something that I say to make people, feel at ease because, I can. I'm a midget.
So I don't know how this happened, but we put our hands on Tara Visla a second time.
Yeah, must be destiny. Hey, how much is on the cred chips?
The 2 cred chips hands you. There's 1,000 creds on each stick.
Nice. It's all mine, by the way, guys. That was my smoke.
That's between the 4 of you.
So Raken kind of looks at Kane and says, I'm sorry, I tried to set you up with the Twi'lek. Do I need to do something different? What's a better intro than he's gonna flirt with you?
That's fine, don't worry. You're not much of a conversationalist, but I like you because you're a deep thinker.
I don't know exactly how to take that. However, I would like to ask, would you consider what Gore did flirting with Vizago? Not Vizago. What's his name? Volo. There we go.
Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Yeah, well,
I've been thinking that the whole time.
I can see we've got a lot of work to do when it comes to the opposite sex. You've got a lot to learn, but stick with me. I'll point you in the right direction.
That's the theory, at least.
Nah, it's all right. We'll get you there, even if we have to pay for it. But yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'm just going to. So how's the ship? No one's flown her since I last took her up, right?
That's right.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you guys have only been on Nar Shaddaa for 4 days now.
Oh, okay, cool. So everything should be fine. Well,
what do we get for a reward from what's her name? Court.
Yeah. Did she give me a number? I think I left a good impression. Yo, Gerard, man, did she give me a number or what?
Kevin, how much money did she give us?
I have not seen what's in the crate.
Oh. Okay,
crate?
I'm going to investigate the heck out of the outside of this crate to check for traps or listening devices or, what do you call it, omen beacons and stuff like that.
No roll necessary. Everything's on the up and up. It's just your plain Jane crate. You do recognize it as a weapons crate.
Nice. Okay, crack the puppy open.
Inside of it are 6 heavy repeater blasters.
Damn. Okay, let's put that on the ship.
That's some hardware. Oh, I must have made a real good impression. Did she give you anything else, or was it just this crate? Happy road.
No, I can't do that. That's really cheating. No, I'm not.
You're going to give a fake number?
No. I had an idea, but I'm not going to do it.
Well, like, did she give you anything else, or is it just this crate?
I was going to be one of those. Let's pull a destiny point and see if I get away with this.
It is officially April Fool's Day right now.
He knows what I'm thinking.
Obviously, your impression was not as well perceived as you thought. Obviously, I made an impression because she gave us 6 heavy repeaters. These are freaking awesome.
I try to lift one, I get stuck underneath. Spot me! Spot me!
You see?
I could see that too.
Taking your first step to charming a lady.
So where are we taking Tara Visla?
To Obadiah. What else is happening on Obadiah? Is that where...
Isn't that where Kane needed to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything in front of Volo, but actually this is perfect because, basically Gracchus has told us that's where his shipment went missing. So it'd be a great place for us to start our search for Quadrix. And if we can make some credits by dropping something off en route. It's been a good day, gentlemen.
What if this is the weapon shipment?
I thought it was spice or something.
And this is the weapon shipment.
Oh no, we're after drugs. That vile spice stuff that people like to shove up their nose.
Absolutely vile.
Yeah, right. But hey, people pay big money for it.
Oh man.
All right, so you guys get everything situated. Gerard is keeping the factor that she gave him a communicator to himself, evidently. And everything goes well, getting off planet and getting underway. I would like an astrogations check.
Okay.
Hard difficulty.
Oh.
Is that 3 purple?
3 purple.
I'll give it a
Because
go.
where you're having to go, there's a few asteroid belts and such in between here and there. So the plotting of the course is a little tricky.
Have some of that.
All right. The ship does take 2 points of strain due to the course, but you successfully managed to get your course plotted.
That was my assist.
Okay, so it takes 1 point of strain. And it's going to take about 2 days in hyperspace to get there. So if you guys want to tell me anything special that you do during the 2 days, or is it just going to be a nice, quiet, mundane 2 days?
My fine tuning, I automatically reduce 1 strain per rank of fine tuning. So no strain.
Okay. All right.
We're strainless.
So you get the ship back up to running in maximum condition.
Before we even break escape velocity. So yeah, I'm going to keep on working on getting the droid some bartending lessons. I've got bartending for dummies that I'm trying to upload into his brain.
Okay.
I have taken the light repeating blaster that we got last time and picked out a heavy repeating blaster and kind of set them up. Not like, I guess I would say in like vice, not in vice grips, but set them up on a stand and starting to look them over and actually spend time not really or tearing them apart and putting them together to see exactly what I have for how good the quality of weapon is.
The light repeater blaster that you got last time has seen some wear and tear without proper maintenance, but it is still a functioning weapon. The heavy repeating blasters that you just got are like brand new off the manufacturer line. They've never fired a round. They are in pristine condition.
Yeah, Raken is excited. You guys probably actually don't see him very much because he's tearing apart and putting them back together just to familiarize himself with those weapons again. Because he usually just carries his blaster rifle, but he's happy.
All right, yeah. You definitely have all sorts of things to be happy about. And these blasters are, like I said, they're pristine, perfect condition, right off the manufacturing line.
It came for the most part just kind of in the cockpit with his feet on the control panel, just like reclining back, dozing for most of the time.
All right. Your 2 days then pass by fairly uneventfully. Nothing major happens. You drop out of hyperspace. Not quite on time. Like you were scheduled to drop out of hyperspace like 48 hours, 24 minutes, and whatever after entering. You drop out of hyperspace right at 48 hours, like almost a half hour early. And before your eyes can fully adjust to viewing the space around you, like you've over the course of 2 days staring out the viewport and all that, you've come accustomed to the flashes of light streaming past, and then you've got to get used to just the dark of space type of thing. Like, before your eyes completely adjust, your systems have adjusted, and there are warning klaxons going off, just burn, 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 proximity alarm, and just moments, like milliseconds, that it takes your eyes to adjust. You can see that you are on a collision course with a really big ship. You need to make piloting check fast. It's going to be a hard piloting check with 2 setbacks.
Okay. Well, luckily for me, I've got what's it called?
I'm fucking awesome. Take them off.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I've got skilled jockey, so I can remove 2 Those 2 setback dice. So I won't be having any setbacks. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And what's the difficulty?
Hard, 3 purple.
Ooh.
Actually, no. 2 purple and a red.
Oh, okay. 2 purple and a red. Okay. Whew. Oh.
Oh, nice. A triumph. So you want to describe to me your fancy flying as you just barely skim the hull of this ship in front of you?
Okay, what kind of ship is it?
It is it's big old Corellian frigate.
Okay.
What's triumph without a success?
Do what?
What does a triumph do without a success?
A triumph is a success in its
But
own.
this one modifies that, so it like took the success.
It's just the triumph.
Yeah, it's
Technically,
score
you can
automatically
call it up to the whatever the GM decides.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. So drop out of hyperspace. We're literally about to hit that. Kane, kind of snaps out of his doze, shouts, "Hold on!" And just literally the ship just performs a barrel roll as a kind of like barrel roll to the like right, hard right turn, narrowly just missing this thing. And I'll like just start like hitting buttons and hitting the brakes to slow right down.
all right. So yeah, you do this whole big right ascending barrel roll that takes you just up and over the hull of this ship. Like as you turn, your cockpit and all that sets off to one side. Like out of your viewport, you see sparks as the side of your cockpit and ship scrape along the hull as you go barrel rolling over the top of this thing. You don't other than cosmetic damage, there's no actual damage from it. You managed to succeed your roll in that. You don't hit this thing, and the klaxon alarms end, and you begin hearing a let's see, attention, any vessel within range of this transmission. We are in need of assistance. Our ship was ambushed by raiders. We are dangerously close to losing life support. I repeat, anyone within range. We are in need of immediate assistance as the transmission's cut off.
That's coincidental. I start looking for, even with my scanners, I start looking to see what kind of hull damage there is.
Let's see. Go ahead and make a computer. Let's see, would it be computers? Yeah, computers check. Average difficulty.
Okay.
Sean, did it sound like a recorded message, or was it going out live?
It sounded live.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Oh, it nils out. All right. Well, you don't get anything coming back over the scanners, but you can visually see that the hull of this thing has taken quite the beating. I mean, there's blaster burns all over the place. There's torn up bits of the outer hull. There's even a couple of spots where like there's atmosphere venting. One of the engines, like all the engines are down, but one of the engines seems to be like misfiring. So occasionally you'll see it light up blue for just a second as it puffs out a bit of energy.
Wow.
I'm going to do once again a sense maneuver. I think I can. Don't know if I can pull it. I think I can.
I'll allow you to try. What exactly are you sensing for?
Basically,
A smell coming from Kane's pants. Arrow is
Things with the shit doesn't really work within a short distance. We're not within a short distance.
You know, I'll allow it. Go ahead and make your attempt.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you can take the 2 points of conflict, or you can flip a light side and just take 2 points of strain. But mark your strain this time if you flip it.
All right, I'm flipping it.
Okay. What are you sensing for in particular?
Well, what it is I'm sensing for is basically, for lack of a term, living things. I'm not concentrating on a single target. I'm just sensing on what's there.
All right. You're picking up fear, apprehension, anxiety, adrenaline.
Hmm.
Do I recognize what kind of weapons would have done this to the freighter?
Heavy cannons.
So is this something that a pirate would have?
Depending on what kind of vessel they're in, it's entirely likely, yes.
Okay.
I mean, even this frigate has some heavy cannons.
Okay.
So, and ships, as you know, can be quite easily modified.
Yep.
We know.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did this knows how to take out a ship really well. Better be on guard. This could be a duck maneuver or whatever it's called.
yeah.
What if there are only robots or droids on board? Like,
I sense living things.
man, awful role play.
Wait, sense living things?
Yeah,
How the hell do you know something's living? Did you look on the scanners?
I just know.
Well, be that as it
Except
may.
because I've seen him trying to build his lightsaber. I'm a mechanic. I know what that is. But nobody else needs to know if he's not bragging. So, do you think that we should? I look to Kane specifically. Do you think it's worth risking to stop?
Well, absolutely, because we're quite near Obadiah, and this could be the work of the Black Hand. They could have not just been happy with the spice shipment they've absconded with. They might have tried to get some bonus booty on the way out. I think we should check this out. Besides, if there are people on that ship, they might have answers. And would you like it if we was just drifting in space and someone passed us by?
I'm not worried about that because it's not us. One of these, but it might be. So my question is, can we do a quick scan? Can I do, what would that be, computers, to see if there are other ships in the distance that seem to be hanging back?
Yeah, you can do a computers check to scan for that.
Okay. Difficulty?
Easy difficulty.
6. 3
So one
successes.
purple. Yeah, you're not. You're picking up other ships in the at extended ranges, but they seem to be going either to Obadiah or from. Nothing coming in this direction.
Okay. And what's the range on this? Excuse me, on the message that they sent?
Your guess would be that it's short range.
Okay. This is panning out. So either Sean really wants us to die, or this is legit.
Bring us in. I'll start getting first aid supplies together.
I'll bring my
Roger that.
ship repair device, my arc welder, all that stuff.
Okay, I'll open com. Can I try and open comms? Was that a Star Trek thing?
You can attempt to open up communications.
Open a hailing frequency. Okay, I'd be like, hi, this is Captain Kane. We've received your message. We're gonna attempt to board, see if you guys need assistance. Copy.
It takes a few moments of static and whatnot, but a moment later you get back. This is Captain Gideon of the Perilous. We were, and it's coming in as just static and really broken up. So you get, yes, this is Cap Gideon of the Perilous. We've been by a pirate group. Hand, need any assistance given.
Kane, you should stay on this ship, and 2 or 3 of us should go over.
Roger that. Stay alert, guys, okay? This might not be exactly as it appears.
Let's bring the droid also, just for the sake of conversation. No. Let's get the droid to set up the med bay, and we'll bring anybody over. We'll beam them over. Also, the 3 of us, let's grab some rebreather masks so that, because life support is almost out there. We'll bring our own life support. Okay, let's go.
All right, so you guys are going to dock the ship to one of their rings, or are you going to land it in one of their landing bays? Because like I said, this thing's a big frigate. I mean, it's got a landing bay in it that you could easily land in.
I'd rather go the landing route personally, but
Which would give us the, or what do you think, Kane?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think we can dock. It's okay. I can hang back and get ready for a hasty departure if things don't appear as they seem.
Can I offer my 2 beds? I think that if we dock it, then a pirate ship that may show up will immediately see us. But if we hang out inside, the worst we have to worry about is that this is a trap and they're going to throw up the shield so that we can't get out. So you can just spend your time looking for a, power generator to blow so that we can escape.
Okay.
Just saying that's what I would do. I would definitely blow people up if I saw them docking. All right, so.
All right, so you're going to move to land in their internal hangar?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep
So
an eye out for what they got, because I'm sure they're a pirate ship also.
You fly around to their big docking hangar. It's open on the port side of the thing, and you can see that there are a few like patrol ships, like gunboat type patrol ships that are already inside the hangar that are also of Corellian make. So you fly in and land, and the shields do go up, but it's not like they snap on instantly, like, ha, I've got you trapped or anything. It's just they're sealing and making atmosphere. And as the 3 of you begin to head down the plank, your ramp into the hangar, you see a Devronian, red skin, wearing a black trench coat, just sort of thrown over his shoulders, like he doesn't have his arms through the sleeves. He just got it flamboyantly sort of thrown over his shoulders. You see he's got like a white shirt on and big like thigh-high boots that have got metal heels and toes, so he clicks loudly when he walks and all this. And you see he's got a retainer of people with him. And he walks up and he sort of, as if he were wearing a hat type of thing, sort of does one of these things and leans over and sort of bows to you. He says, welcome aboard my vessel, the Perilous. I'm Captain Gideon. I trust you will find your accommodations comfortable. We're simply going to search your vessel for anything of value, and then you can be on your way. Should any of you decide to resist paying your share to this customs duty, you will find yourselves missing more than just your belongings. And I would like the three of you to make me a disciplines check at 2 red and a purple.
I'm failing this.
Which 3?
Yes. 2 red, 2 reds, and a purple. Oh.
I'm like, what?
Oh.
Okay, so Riken is pretty well unaffected by this.
Who's the third one?
Kevin, because you were heading out of the ship. Kane was the only one hanging back in the ship.
Is it discipline?
Yes, discipline versus 2 red, 1 purple.
Oh boy, 2 red, 1 purple.
You've got plenty of light side up there.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna flip one.
Plus, can you can use your
I just
one.
used it actually.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I was gonna say it after everybody rolled, but yeah, I just used it.
Okay.
One thinks there's a way I can commit, but I don't know if I can do it for this. No, that's vigilance and perception. Can't do it. All right. Ignore the dark side point.
All right. So Raken is just completely not affected by this guy one bit. You are a bit surprised, but at the same time, not really surprised that this is happening. Jorad, this guy has no effect on you whatsoever. You actually kind of find his showing and this and that to be a bit over the top. Whereas Gore, you are just completely shitting yourself in the factor that this guy has just led you guys into a complete trap. And as far as you know, your biggest fear is being locked away somewhere, and he's just told you that to hope you are going to enjoy your accommodations.
Wow. I don't really have too much to say because I'm probably like.
Okay. Is he holding a weapon of any type?
Make me a perceptions check.
I'm going to commit a force die
Okay.
when I do this, which means commit force die. Oh, what does committing a force die do? Wait, hold on. I got to look that one up.
I think it means you can't roll any other force because you've committed your force power to doing that one particular one and maintaining it or something.
Well, at this point, I can use it, but I can let it go too.
Yeah, you can. At this point, you've committed yourself to using the force to perceive what's going on with this person, and
I just have to see how that works because I'm not too sure.
It removes a white dice from your force die pool.
Well, I know that, but it also gives me there it is. Upgrade the ability of vigilance and perception. That's all it says. Upgrade the ability.
So yeah, you can upgrade your ability. So if you've got 2 yellows and a green, you would have 3 yellows without having to use a force point of destiny point.
Okay, so that's going to be, and that's a perception check, you said.
Yep, average difficulty.
Oh, okay, that works. It's an upgrade and average.
Yep, 2 purple.
I almost flipped it.
Yeah, I think with that
All right.
committing the force dice thing, it's like if you say you roll 2 force dice, for example, if any subsequent checks, you'd only be rolling 1 because you've already committed 1.
Well, here's the thing: is I just committed to this check.
Yeah, and for this
Commitment.
for this round, for this turn, like if you had 2 force dice, for this round, you would only have 1 because you committed one of those to doing this. So right now, with your only having 1 force dice, for this turn, for this round, you can't do anything else with the force because you've committed
Next
that
round,
force
I can
dice
let
to
go
doing
and do
this.
something else with it.
Yes. You do take 2 points of strain.
I'll take it.
And you can tell that, yes, this man is quite well armed, and so are his compatriots that are with him. You can tell that him specifically, that he has a vibra sword that is sort of tucked away inside of his coat, and 2 heavy blaster pistols as well, tucked away inside of his coat.
Overcompensating much?
How close is he to us right now?
About 15 feet away, so he's in short range.
Okay. Captain?
Captain's not with us. Captain's inside.
I'm making hand signals trying to see if he can see us.
You're going to start doing sign language.
You
behind my back, I'm like,
you guys are
flipping him off or
right.
something.
You guys are right at the bottom of your ramp.
So you can probably hear.
And
So did you hear that?
That's a good point. Do you want a perception check?
Where are you at in the ship?
I'll be in the cockpit.
Then no, you would not have heard that.
Okay.
Now, if you were just inside the ship at the top of the ramp, then I'd say, there's a possibility you would have heard it. But being through
to be honest, I think I'd be like monitor. I've just landed, ramps down. I'm probably just like looking at the dials or something, or looking at the inside of the hangar bay through the window.
So, yeah, go ahead.
If you're watching type of thing, you could I would allow you to do a perception type of check to see if you can physically notice. Well, let's see if you can physically notice that, something's not quite right.
Okay. I'd like to make that roll.
All right. Perception. I'm going to say that's actually going to be not the average difficulty. It's not really all that hard, because you can see that Gore is just freaking the hell out.
Okay. It's like squeaking away. Okay. What do you want? Perception. Okay, so that's 1 of those, 2 of those, and 2 purple?
Yes, 2 purple.
Okay. 1 time, let's do it. Oh, boom.
All right, yeah, you can tell that there is something seriously not right. You can see, like I said, you can see Gore's down there, sort of hands to the side of his head, and you can see that he's just sort of like, oh no, this can't be right. No, this can't be right, sort of thing. And you can see that Raken has taken this sort of that rigid stance of just before he's about to do something, and
stupid.
You can see that these guys just look to be far too cocky for people that are in need.
How many people are in this group besides the boss?
There are 6 total. There's him and 5 people.
Okay. Can I make an action?
Yes.
How many stun grenades can I throw at one time?
1.
I'll have you know that when I open my trench coat, I've got 2 stun grenades right in the front like hanging, dangling from a rope that I have around my waist, so they look like testicles. So they're right there. I could literally just pull them down, pins come also, and toss them. Come on. Come on.
I'll let you throw both of them, but it's going to be added difficulty.
Okay. How about if I just Destiny dice it instead?
Difficulty won't go up as much.
As much. All right. I'm just going to throw one of them because I don't want to mess around with the difficulty or in trouble as it is. So, where's my stuff? To throw, that should be gunnery. To throw.
Let's see here. Stun grenade, range light, damage 8, range short. Yeah. Disorient 3, stun damage, blast up to 8, limited ammo 1. All right, so short range, so 1 difficulty.
And what else? Nothing?
Actually, I'm sorry. It's going to be 1 purple, 1 red.
1 red? Oh, because he's something special.
Yeah, he's got adversary too.
Shit. Okay. Trying to think of anything that'll help me out. Can I use cunning so that it just looks like I'm rolling up in like fetal position, and then just all of a sudden, aha!
No, but I'll give you a boost dice for that.
Awesome. That's all I'm asking for. All right. Boom! I'm boosted, and oh yeah! So I scream out. I scream out, "Die, Space Axle!" and I throw my stun grenade.
All right, so you toss the one out there. It goes off right in front of him. You don't roll any advantages, so you don't get the blast from it, or you can't activate blast. But it does do 8 stun damage, and that is enough that it, when it goes off, he takes a few steps backwards, all sort of wobbly and whatnot, and actually drops to 1 knee, puts his hand in his head, and I'll give you each 1 free movement.
I'm going to slam the button to close the ramp.
When we run back on.
Yes.
All right. So Raken turns and runs back onto the ship and hits the button. What are the two of you doing?
On the ship too. I'm going to run on screaming, "Launch the ship!"
All right. Jarod, you following them?
Yes. This is one time it's like, okay, we got caught in something. So it's like running back up shit. And do we have guns on this thing?
Jarod, yeah. I'm on guns. You don't let anybody up the door.
All right. I'll jump on a gun too.
All right. So yeah, Kane, you hear your crew running back onto the ship. The hatch is closing. Gore is screaming, "Launch the ship!" You've just seen a grenade go off outside. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I don't need any second invitation, like the engines are getting fired back up for a hasty departure.
I start screaming, "It's a trap!"
All right. As you fire the ship up and begin to lift off and turn to where you can fire at the generators and such on each side of the shield for the shields, I want you, Kane, to make me another perceptions check at average difficulty. And I'm going to give you a boost dice because this is something I think you would notice. Okay, you don't need it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, yeah. 2 advantages, no threats. It washes out your 2 threats from your earlier roll, so that's just 3 successes. You notice that as you power up, and lift up, and you sort of come in behind these guys as you're lifting up, you can see on the back of their coats, or on the back of their uniforms, for lack of a better term, a symbol of the Black Hand.
I knew it. It's the Black Hand. I'll just yell from the cockpit. It's the Black Hand. Gunners, let him have it, boys.
Well, they're masturbating with that hand. Shoot him up. Get out. Go, flee, you fool. I raise up my gaffy stick like I'm Gandalf. Flee, you fools.
So Raken is getting the gun warmed up or whatever, getting ready to shoot. And are we thinking that the shipment's here that we need to cut, that we need to actually fight here, or are we fleeing right now?
Well, just take out the guards, and then we'll take it from there. But right now, light them up.
Copy that. So yeah, I'm gonna start firing.
All right. Are you firing at them?
Trying to be maneuvering the ship into like a better position so they can, off the ground, because we got a dorsal gun and I think a ventricle gun. I don't know where that is on the ship, but yeah.
Are you going to fire at them, or are you going to fire at the?
I'm firing at the shields.
At the shield controls.
Yep.
Because if you are successful at taking out the shield controls, you're going to explosively decompress this chamber.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for. Would Raken know that? I don't know. I would. Warfare, I probably would know that as a.
Yeah, I was gonna say
as a clone trooper, I would know that. So yeah, I'll definitely shoot at that.
Okay. Plus, shooting at that, your difficulty is not going to get ramped up for shooting at things way smaller than what that gun is intended for shooting at. So, because both these controls have to be taken out, you both have to succeed your check in order for this thing to get dropped instantaneously.
Okay. Ken, what was the advantage that we get for firing with these guns? Do you remember we bought an extra package? Ken?
Oh, sorry.
No, not Kevin. Ken.
Oh, okay.
I think he locked up.
Yeah, looks like it. All right, we bought some kind of a package, and I can't remember what it is. He has his notes, and I can't find mine right now.
Yeah, he just got kicked, so he's coming back in.
Booted. Okay, ships, so packages should be no spy. Come on, Nick. Come on.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Hey, Ken, do you remember what the package was that we bought to increase our ability?
If we have an upgrade of gunnery checks once, and then we have the innate talent of true aim. So we get if you aim, you get an upgrade and a blue die.
Okay, so I'm aiming.
Okay. So I'll let both you make your checks. Let's see, that's going to be average difficulty.
Boom!
2 purple.
Awesome. We roll. I got 4 successes and advantage.
Yeah.
He got 3 successes and 3 advantages.
So it takes 2 hits from the linked.
Yeah. You guys, both of you succeeded on your checks and far exceeded what was needed. That you take out both these shield generators on either side simultaneously. The shield just pops, and because atmosphere wasn't vented slowly, not only do these 6 the 5 crewmen and the captain get jettisoned into space, but so do the ships that are sitting in here because, well, they're not locked down, and they just gone. And because you guys are in flight, crews, I want a piloting skill made. Well, actually, here, I want to ask you, are you going to let yourself get sort of pulled out, or are you going to attempt to fight the force of this explosive decompression?
When I suddenly felt the change in atmosphere, I kind of like hit the, give it a bit of juice to try and like maintain.
All right, piloting check.
Not actually flying into the hangar, but you know, just
just trying to hold it steady.
Yeah.
Hard piloting check, please. 3 purple.
Okay. 3 purple. Pilot in space, right?
Yeah, because this is a space fighter.
Well,
Yeah. We're in space.
You are technically in space, but you're aboard the ship that has atmosphere. So I'm going to say it's planetary.
Uh-oh.
It's a perfect mix of both of them right now. That's the funny part.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm gonna. It sounds really odd, but yeah, I'm gonna call this one a planetary because you're in something that has atmosphere. It's got an up, a down, its surroundings, and when you're pulling back on this thing, trying to keep from being jettisoned, there's the risk of pulling back too hard or not hard enough and hitting something.
Okay, can I flip a destiny to upgrade a green to a yellow?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Because I feel this is an important role, and I was hoping you were going to say space and not planetary. Oh!
Ouch. Oh, there weren't any reds in there, so there wasn't any chance of despair of blowing yourselves up. You do manage to keep the ship inside the other ship.
Okay.
But when you pull back on the yoke and all that to try and do this, you give it a little too much, and it sort of wedges the ship in between the ceiling and floor for just a moment type of thing, where I'm going to say the ship takes 2 points of damage.
I'll fix that immediately.
Yeah, luckily we got the best mechanic in the galaxy, so.
So I mean,
I'm looking on page 115 and 116. The roll was made, everything's done, whatever, we're alive. But piloting, planetary, and space, they're based on the vehicle, not where you are.
Okay. All right. So we'll know for next time that it should have been. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, we'll know for next time that it should have been.
Let Sean have his fun.
No, absolutely. He was obviously trying to scare us and color me scared.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just a moment, like when you pull back, it's one of those things of you pull back too hard and the ship sort of bang, and then you're able to level it back out. It's like
Yell from the cockpit. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting the sudden change in atmosphere. What you guys shoot?
Yeah, you were expecting them to shoot at the people, not this.
If you want the captain, you're going to have to chase him.
That works.
He's out there somewhere.
He got something inside.
That's okay. Well, you know, it's the Black Hand. I've got no love for these guys. Certainly Gracchus doesn't. Which kind of means I don't, in a weird way.
Scan. Actually, also, Kevin, can you also do your senses scan and see if there's any more life aboard the ship and how much?
It doesn't really work like that.
It's exactly how you just used it.
I'll allow it.
And what would be my difficulty if I'm going to do it with the computers?
To check for life signs, average difficulty.
I got 2 advantages.
So I got
you're not reading anything, and your sense doesn't necessarily pick up on the factor of whether there's not of living things there, but you do pick up, just like before, you're picking up on fear, adrenaline, apprehension, all the stuff you were picking up on before, which, looking at it now with knowing what you know, are not only all things someone who has just been attacked would feel, but also things that anyone who's about to go into an attack is more than likely going to feel as well.
So the bad guys already boarded this ship. This wasn't the Black Hands frigate. Those gunships were probably theirs. Okay, so the rest of the people on the ship are probably regular people. Shoot.
Can you fix
Possibly.
the shield?
We should probably consider going back.
I'm going to disagree with that statement. This was a trap all the way through.
Do we know what Gracchus's shipment was being shipped on?
Yeah, well, it was basically he told me it was hijacked on a cargo ship called the Anna. They didn't just steal the spice. The spice was already on board the ship. They just hijacked the ship. So they could be floating in space behind us, for all I know.
Those were gunner ships, like individual fighter ships.
Oh, right.
We should check their logs to see if they went anywhere that would be advantageous to tell us where that was.
Sure. Well, I don't think we're going to get any answers out of them now, unfortunately, as to, if where Tycho Quadrix is, but, maybe maybe the civilians on board might know.
Yeah.
Sneaky Black Hand.
I really think that we should go back on. I can try and fix one of the shield generators so it's not strong enough to repel blasters, I'm thinking, but it will be strong enough to keep the rest of the atmosphere in. So everybody on board, for the most part, should probably be like really sick, like space sickness and decompression. Like they may have something akin to the bends. So it should be easy pickings if somebody else is armed and comes after us.
Well, looking out the viewports, or you can see like where they came from. As soon as the hallway that they came from, the corridor, as soon as the shields were destroyed, that went into shutdown. So it's locked down.
The hulls.
So yeah, the hull's shut. So it's not like the whole ship decompressed. It's just this one area that's decompressed.
Well, do we dock now, or do we go back and fix the shield generator?
I think we're good docking this time. Let's try that one.
I think we should. I'm going to try and hail anyone on board, because I don't really want to dock and find out there's more than Black Hand on board, and we're just going to walk into another trap. If there's any kind of regular people on here, any Corellians, we need to try and make contact.
I'm Captain Gideon's twin brother.
Okay, so you're gonna open communications again?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, this is Jaro's dagger. Trying to make contact with the captain of the ship. Can anyone hear me? Over.
A few moments go by, and just like last time, it comes across broke up, but you hear you just entered the captain. Wait till you get in range.
Hey, question.
Fired upon.
Perception check. Are the pauses in the exact same places that they were before?
No.
Are the what in the same place?
The pauses.
The breakups. Are they in the exact same spots they were before? Or have they changed slightly?
So did that sound threatening?
Yeah, I'm reading between the lines here. It sounded like whoever's just responded to me, it was his captain that we've just vented into space, and that when we leave here, we're going to get shot at with the ship's cannons.
How many ships were in the hangar?
You said there were 6, right?
No, there was 4 gunboats.
4 of them. Okay.
So
What, how many people per gunboat?
Each gunboat has a total capacity of 4, pilot, gunner, and then 2 passengers.
Nice.
We just spaced how many? 6?
4 of them.
4 of them?
Hey, Arakan, want to man one of those guns? I can pilot.
How are we going to get them back out here?
Well, they're already out. They already went flying out.
Yeah, they're slowly drifting further and further away from the ship.
Yeah, they're in free fall.
Oh, we're commandeering one of their ships too?
Yeah, you want the 2 of us to go and commandeer one of their ships? You and I are a full crew.
What's his name shoot? Can Gerode, can you shoot?
I can try.
Use the force.
I can shoot. I don't know if I can hit anything.
Yeah. If we want to take one of their ships, that's fine.
So, what do you say?
I'm in.
What do you call it? Kane, can you swing us by one of the nearest ship and we'll just spacewalk out there?
Well, I can do, but to be honest, from that broken up transmission, it sounds like when we're in range, they're going to let us have it with the cannons. So if we go and park outside the ship, right now we're safe because we're inside. The minute we get out, I think we might be in a bit of trouble.
No, these big ship. This is a frigate. This ship cannot fire close range. So if this thing is really close to us, we could swing by and just get in that ship, and then from the outside we can literally treat this thing like a very small Death Star and just blow away enough of the cannons that are planet facing, and then just. Psh.
Wow, you really have been watching a lot of Hollow broadcasts when you were growing up, haven't you? Okay. All right, I'll try and slowly kind of, pull the ship out and get close to one of these things that's floating away, to let the boys suit up and try and do their thing.
All right, so you pick the closest one to you.
Yeah, I want to be mindful of the fact that they are going to shoot us, but as they said, I don't know because it's so big. Like, what's the proximity of the guns to us? I figure when we're in a bit of clear space, they'd have a free shot at us. But if we're still close to the ship, they're going to have trouble maybe getting a bead on us.
Yeah, the closest one to you would put you just inside their arc, but you'd have to go like now because it's drifting further and further away.
I'm gonna walk up to I'm gonna walk up to Gerode really quick. Hey Gerode, out of curiosity, I seen you maybe pushing things away. I'm just gonna say it so that only he and I can hear. I've seen you pushing things away with that thing that you do. Do you think that you could pull something closer?
I can try.
There is 0 gravity out there, so that thing doesn't weigh any more than I do right now.
It still has a large silhouette.
We're gonna have to go now if you seriously want a shot at getting in one of these things, because it's not going to be long before we're in their firing range.
I would just really like to see him be able to do this, and I'm just saying there should seriously be some advantages. I understand it's a large silhouette, but there is 0 gravity.
I would allow the attempt.
Awesome.
Just because
Cool factor.
Okay, well, I'll start slowly edging.
Okay, I actually have a strength upgrade.
Okay.
So that would give me silhouette 1.
Well, that's not so. I mean, technically, no, that's not enough. But I will. I'll allow the roll. But because this is something that's technically not supposed to be done, we're gonna kind of mix rolls here. I want you to make a brawn check and add your force dice to it.
Oh boy, I think I'm only 2.
And we're going to call it an average difficulty, so 2 purple. Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, you managed to like you can. He's standing there and concentrating, and you can see like sweat starts to bead and all this as he's really forcing himself out there. And this thing just all of a sudden it stops moving away and just sort of hangs there for a moment. And then ever so slowly starts to come back a little bit.
Nice. I'm going to smack him hard on the shoulder. Be like, nice. All right, let's suit up. Toss a rebreather mask to Arakan. Throwing on myself. Over there.
Okay, so Kane is now completely mystified as to what's going on because he's looking at the cockpit and something that was in space drifting away is now starting to come towards me.
Great job with the tractor beam, Kane.
Yeah, I didn't use any tractor beam. I'm just like tapping dials trying to figure out what's going on. Like, anyway, get out there, guys. It's coming back.
All right. So let's jump on. What do we need to spacewalk out there?
Nothing. I'm gonna give it to you.
Nice.
Yeah. So you guys miraculously happen to jump in just the right arc in just the right direction with just the right amount of force that when you get to the ship, you don't just fly past it or you manage to land on the side of the ship, though, just the way you wanted to, and get the hatch opened up.
Kane's just looking out the cockpit window in wonderment, thinking, I thought those guys were dead for sure. What on earth are they doing?
So we got a successful EVA. All right, let's do this.
You are in the ship. Now it's just a factor of taking the time to get it powered up and flying it back or doing whatever it is you're wanting to do.
Okay, I am a pilot. Space pilot. So that is 20. Okay. He's doing gunnery, so.
Yeah, how many strain do you have left there, Jarode?
Well, that just took away 2 of them, so I got 8.
Okay.
I'm up there.
Okay, so now there's 2 of us that can start taking out some of these guns on this frigate.
All right. And I'm not going to make you roll for anything. I mean, you guys spend some time out there flying around and taking out guns and whatnot. I mean, it takes you probably a good 20, 30 minutes to take out all the guns on the one side of the ship.
All I can hear is like whoops and hollers from an excited Jawa. Like flying around shooting guns.
You hear a few pejoratives in my language.
But while they're out doing this, Kane, you do see the corridor that those guys originally came from open up. The bulkhead opens up, the door does, and you see a group of 6 more crew members coming out with Evo suits, with pressurized suits, and they are making their way towards your ship.
Okay, guys, we got company. I'm gonna kind of be pulling right out of the dock, mind you. I thought when we were moving towards the other one, did I not clear the hangar, or am I still in the hangar technically?
You guys never said that you left for it. I was.
We'd have to leave the hangar to get rid of the ship's guns.
Well, you two have to.
We have. But
I
might
took
have
it
the
as
ship was
you
still in the
two.
hangar.
Yeah,
Okay.
I took it as the two of you left your ship and leapt off towards that other ship, not that they flew out to it.
You see, okay, I mean, that's totally cool, but the way I imagined it was because you said they were drifting further away, I had to go now. You said you have to go now.
Okay,
so
so you
kind of heading towards it.
So just miscommunications. You guys did fly out towards it, but yes, there are still guys out there who have now out in the hangar in suits that are outside the hull of the ship now, and like little rocket packs or whatever heading toward you guys.
Okay, that's cool. That's what I mean. I wouldn't have gone too far up because you said I would have made the arc of their weapons.
Yep.
So, okay, I'll just be over the loudspeakers. Like, guys, we got company jetpacks. It looks like we're gonna try. We're gonna go.
How far are these guys from the ship? From the hull?
Right now, from the hull of the ship, I'm going to say they're only about 50 feet.
I'm shooting where they came out of to make a big explosion around their backpacks.
All right.
Actually, Arakan has to take the shot. I'm just piloting. Can I set up the shot?
Yeah, I'll give him a boost dice.
Okay.
What am I aiming at?
Literally the broad side of the ship to try and make a big explosion, so the explosion hits these 6 Eva guys.
Average difficulty, 2 purple.
I will do an assist, so give whoever a boost.
Nice.
You can't. You're not on the ship with them.
Oh, but
No.
yeah, how many
Yeah.
to get for me?
I'm giving him a boost dice because like you're bringing the ship into just the right alignment and all that, which works out perfect because I mean he gets 3 successes and the advantage. So yeah, he begins peppering the side of the ship there where they're coming out from. This big explosion goes off and takes out 3 of them. And I'm going to say that he even manages to hit one of them with the cannon itself, and it's just this red paste in space as he's all but vaporized from this cannon on the gunboat. So there's 2 of them left, and they're sort of scrambling to get turned around and go back to the ship. And you guys have taken out enough of the cannons on one side of the ship to make a hasty escape.
All right.
I would say let's do that.
Take out the engines also. So
No, let's get out of here.
No, if we're not going to board, let's get out.
All right. Let's get out.
Is there any way we can get one of these alive? The guys in the spacesuits, they've turned around. They're trying to get back on board their ship now. Is that right?
You could attempt to. And
I mean, could I fly close enough to like try and position myself between them and their escape route? And
you could attempt. I'd say you could attempt to like scoop one up, type of thing. Lower the ramp and fly up and just sort of scoop them up into the.
Like a fish in a net.
Yeah, I'd say you've got the time to attempt to do that, but not quite enough room between them and the frigate to be able to get in between them.
All right, what kind of roll do you want for that?
Piloting hard difficulty, actually. 1 red, 2 purple.
Oh man!
And I'll bet you that Kevin can help.
He is on board the ship with.
He's with me.
Yes,
he can use the force to kind of, suck one of them in. Of course, Alan will take all the credit because he won't realize what really happened. But
so, what difference does that make to my roll? I get a blue.
No, that wouldn't make any difference for your roll. It's just going to be him rolling a force dice.
Okay, well,
because a person is the right size silhouette for him.
All right, well, god damn, 2 failures and an advantage.
I'm not. Pull the dark side. I'm not going to act on it. I've already taken enough.
Well, you've got enough strain that flipping you flip the destiny point and take 2 strain, which you've got enough strain that it's not going to knock you out. But you could leave it and take the conflict point.
So you're saying 2 strain or a conflict?
Yep.
I'll take the
again. It's not the way the book says to do it. That's the way I do it.
It's 2 strain and a conflict. You're saying 2 strain or a conflict.
Yep.
I'll take the conflict.
All right. So you take the 2 conflict points instead of.
Oh, 2 conflict points?
Yeah, it's 2 conflict or 2 strain.
Okay.
Also, it wouldn't be the ramp, would it? It would be the airlock, because if we drop the ramp, it depressurize the ship, so it'd just be
the airlock. Sorry.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm just trying to. Well, I'm hoping that he just, voluntarily kind of goes, "Oh, okay." He's obviously not letting me get back on my ship. I'll take my chances on his. But
All right, so Gerard, you go ahead and take the 2 conflict.
Yeah.
All right, so that puts you at what, a total of 4 for this session?
Actually, 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you begin piloting yourself over there, and you, as far as you're aware, I mean, it's just pure luck.
skill.
You managed to scoop one up. You scoop one up and you crush the other. Like as you come flying over there, you squish one between your ship and the hull of the other ship because you actually collide with the ship.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you manage to scoop one up, all unbeknownst to you because of Gerard.
It's not luck, Sean. It's skill.
Yeah,
With my 2 failures.
It's skill of your partner.
All right, cool. If I get some sort of message or a sensor goes off that I've got something in the airlock, I'll quickly close the airlock.
You hear a secondary light thud that comes from the inside of the ship rather than the outside of the ship.
Okay.
As he collides with the inside of the airlock.
I'll over the comms be like, Gerard, we got company. We've picked one up. Go meet him at the airlock. He might be armed. Be careful.
I say we make haste to, what is the port's name again? Caprice?
Capricious. Okay, so we got 2 ships now instead of just the 1.
2 ships. We're selling the ship, right?
Sell it. This is an awesome ship. Yeah, we're definitely going to sell it.
Yeah, gunboats don't have a hyperdrive, so it wouldn't be able to keep up, and it won't fit inside of your ship. And, well, your ship can't hit hyperdrive with a ship attached to it.
But I was thinking that we could, I can work on it to make it be able to split into several small component parts, and it'll form like a Megazord. Okay.
No. No.
They'll break down into little parts about equally the size of a Roomba.
No.
So,
Okay.
Kane, what's the plan when we get here? Are we dropping off the cargo first and then searching for your lost ship, or what's up?
Well, we just have to get to the planet first thing, so.
Good.
Alan is on a bio break,
Oh,
so we're going to start looking for our lost shaker of salt. Yeah, so we could land, and we have to turn over this. The main thing, I think, is to turn over this this sarcophagus.
Yeah.
We're going to be in a lot of trouble otherwise.
Yes.
Also, I'm going to remove my communicator from it because it's not going to go that long range anyway. And if they find it, I don't want that coming back to us. So, yeah. Also, I'm going to without breaking any seals, I'm going to investigate the heck out of this thing. Computer, mechanical, visual, smell test, everything.
All right. Well, once we get to the surface, we can take care of that. And Gerard, when you go back to the airlock, the outer airlock has been closed, and you find an unconscious Rhodian.
Careful, they shoot first.
So, like when he got scooped up, he didn't just gently get scooped up into it. He wound up smashing to the inside of the airlock and knocking himself out. So he's unconscious when you go to get him.
Okay.
And a short time later, the two ships have touched down at Capricious Spaceport on Obadiah without any other real issues.
Haven't we been through enough? All right.
I hate to say it, I got to call it at this point. As far as I can go.
And, well, let's... you wanted to do a couple of checks to check out this cryo tank or this whatever it is. So, what are you looking for in particular?
Any more markings? Anything along those lines?
Okay. Yeah, there's no role needed for it. You can tell that this thing is extremely old. It's definitely an ancient model, befitting of the timing for what this is supposed to be and could possibly be. You can tell that it has not been opened since it was sealed. And it has in the Mandalorian script in Mandoa the name Tar Vizsla inscribed on it, and the two symbols that are on it. Other than that, the only thing you find on it are some scrapes and whatnot that have been inflicted to it since you guys have been moving it around.
And then inside, first I want to do a facial recognition scan on him, and then I want to just visually check to see if there are any visible markings.
It doesn't have a window.
Oh, there's no window. Okay.
Nope.
All right, never mind then. I guess we're good.
I mean, you could do a scan on it to find out if there's any organic material inside of it.
Yeah, sure.
But aside from that, there's nothing you could really that I can think of that you could do without opening it.
Okay. So there is organic material?
Well, I said you could do a scan to see if you can tell.
Gotcha.
So that would be computers, hard difficulty.
Okay. Yes, one success.
You do pick up on organic materials inside of it.
Okay, so Schrodinger's cat is definitely inside. Okay, I'm satisfied.
Anything else?
Nope, just make sure he goes over to the right person. Make sure everything checks out.
Okay.
I want a receipt.
All right, well, we will handle all that next month.
Cool.
In session 3.
Okay.
So I'm going to call that a night for our session 2. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I hope anybody who winds up watching this enjoys it. As always, there are things that I do that are not per the rule book. There are things that I do that are completely against the rule book. But I do it for the rule of cool and because I think it fits the situation at the time. I hope to see you all again in a month, viewers and players. Thanks for playing and thanks for watching. That's the end of tonight's session.